You've been told time and time again that if you just keep posting, if you just stay consistent, eventually the algorithm is going to reward you. And you believed it. You've been posting every week, maybe every day for months or even years. And the reality of it is that your channel's gone absolutely nowhere. And there's a reason for it. Now, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, and I'm not trying to be abrasive just to be abrasive here, but if you actually want to see results on YouTube, if you want to get into growth, if you want to get unstuck, please hear me out, because nobody else is going to tell you this. If you've been baking the same apple pie week after week for 2 years, and the pie still tastes like dog shit, baking it weekly for a third year isn't going to fix it. And that's what most of you guys are doing on YouTube right now. And I don't see enough people willing to actually say that part out loud. And look, I did the exact same thing for almost 8 years before I figured out what I'm about to share in this video. And once I finally understood it and it got through to my thick head, I built 2 channels with over 350,000 subscribers combined and more than 22 million views organically, long form. So let's get into it, because every minute that you're wasting, you're just doing yourself a disservice and holding your channel back. All right, so we've all heard practice makes perfect our entire life, right? But that's not actually true. Practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you and we sit down at a piano every single day of our life, we're mashing down the wrong keys, wrong timing, don't know how to read music, have no ear for it, we're just doing everything wrong, well, you're not getting better. You're just getting really good at playing the song wrong or playing the instrument incorrectly. YouTube works exactly like that. And honestly, it's even worse than that, because at least the piano doesn't punish you if you play it wrong. YouTube does. Every single video post that you put out is a tryout. YouTube shows it to a small group of people, usually some subscribers, and watches what happens. Did they click? Did they stay? Did they come back? And when those numbers come back weak, YouTube stops pushing the video. It dies at 300 views, as a lot of you guys have complained about. But the dead video isn't even the real problem here. The real problem is what it does to your subscribers. When somebody subscribes to your channel, they're telling YouTube, I like this person's stuff, show me more. So YouTube starts pushing your videos in front of them on their feed. But when that subscriber sees your video and they scroll right past it, or they click and bounce after, 13 seconds, YouTube instantly notices that. They see what the pattern is, what the behavior is. And YouTube starts thinking, if this creator's own audience doesn't even care, why should we show this to strangers? So every time you rush a video out the door because it's Tuesday morning and you told yourself that every Tuesday at 9 a.m. a new video needs to go out, even though you didn't start shooting the video until Monday night, and you know the video's not where it needs to be, you're just wasting your time. You're actually training the people who already said yes to you to start ignoring you. You're poisoning your own channel. And I've seen this constantly. Creators who have it set in their mind that they have to post a new video every single Tuesday, no matter what, or whatever day it might be. And what happens? They have a really busy week. Life gets in the way, and they don't start filming until the night before, like I just said. So they end up rushing out this half-baked video just to hit their self-imposed deadline. Meanwhile, they could have taken like 2 extra days, posted on a Thursday, and put out something that actually performs, something that gets views and subscribers, something that gets some traction. But they sacrificed that quality of video for a posting schedule that nobody is holding them to except themselves. It's kind of like going to the gym with terrible form. I'm talking like really bad form every single day. Yeah, you're showing up. Yeah, you're consistent. I give you that. But you're not actually headed towards your goals. You don't have the intention behind it. You're headed for an injury faster than anything. And on YouTube, that injury is a channel that the algorithm has learned to ignore because you kept feeding it with content that wasn't ready. It wasn't held to any type of standard. So let me explain what I'm actually saying here, because I'm not telling you to take a month off between videos. Do not do that. I'm not saying that consistency doesn't matter at all. What I am saying is that the standard of your content matters more than the standard of your posting schedule. And the day and the time that you post matter far less than what most people want to hyper fixate on. I understand that looking at your calendar and, treating it like a diet, I understand that that's the illusion of productivity, but in reality, if you don't have a standard, that's all it is. Go look at my channel, for example, the one that you're watching right now. I have videos that went out on Mondays, some on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, some Thursdays, some Fridays. I do not post on Saturdays and Sundays just because typically those don't perform well in most niches. There are some exceptions there based on my 15 years plus here on YouTube. But I really don't care about the day. I care about the standard that I bring to you guys in these videos. And look, the goal over time should be to tighten up your process enough where you can batch record and then genuinely be consistent without the stress, without the anxiety, without rushing all the stuff through the door that isn't ready. But that takes time. That's the whole point here. And while you're building towards that, you focus on the quality first, the schedule will follow, not the other way around. Now, since so many people are so focused on posting consistently that they forget what actually makes a video work, let me walk you through 3 things that matter way more than your upload schedule. Number 1, as you could probably guess, packaging. Your title and your thumbnail. That's the front door to your video. If nobody ever opens that door, whatever's inside it doesn't matter. You could have the most valuable 10 minutes of content ever filmed. But if the thumbnail doesn't stop somebody mid-scroll and the title doesn't make them curious enough to click, nobody's ever going to see it. I watch creators spend 8+ hours filming and editing and doing all of that stuff, scripting, and then they throw a thumbnail and title together after the fact in like 10 minutes, and somehow they get confused when the video flops. Your packaging deserves at least as much time as the intention behind the video itself, and in some cases, maybe more. And quick side note, this is where I use a tool called 1 of 10. I've talked about it before on my channel. I've been a paying user for years of this thing now, and they have sponsored this little clip in this video, but I use it to find outlier videos in my space that are already outperforming and see what title and thumbnails are already getting traction, which helps me validate my ideas before I commit to filming anything. And if you want to try it, they're doing a really, really good special right now where you can get 30 days of 1 of 10 for $1. And I'll put a link in the description box below. Anyway, second thing that we have to look at, and this goes deeper than most people realize, is your retention. And I don't just mean the first 30 seconds like everybody preaches, although that part is insanely important. When somebody clicks on your video, they're not really committed to watching it, they're giving it a tryout. They've only clicked to see what it's going to deliver in the first few seconds. You got maybe 15 to 30 seconds to pass their audition, or they're off to somebody else's videos, as you and I do all the time. So it shouldn't be surprising. So if you start your videos with, hey guys, welcome back, or make sure you smash that whatever button, you're burning through the most important few seconds of that entire video by talking about yourself and asking them to do something for you before you've built any trust. Your opening has to be about what the viewer thinks that they're getting into the video for. You're making a promise with the title and thumbnail. Now you have to deliver quickly with that opening hook. But here's where most people drop the ball. You can nail that first 30 seconds of your video. You can highly craft it. You could spend a ton of time on it, and the video could still tank. Because if your retention falls off a cliff at the 2 or 3 minute mark, or if there's a section in the middle, and you guys might have seen this, where you start rambling or repeating yourself or going off on a tangent, and all of a sudden just YouTube sees that drop, it's going to stop pushing the video. It doesn't matter that your opening was strong, because if mid-video, all of a sudden everything drops, it kills your chances. So retention isn't just about hooking them in. I think a lot of people are like, oh, this is clickbait. No, clickbait really doesn't work, because if they all bounce after 30 seconds, the video is going nowhere. It's about earning every single minute from start to finish. We're trying to pack in as much value per minute, as much entertainment, regardless of what kind of videos you guys are making. I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, service providers, talking head videos like this. But if you're into hobby, Pokemon cards, or if you're into gaming, or if you're faceless, all of these things matter. It's human psychology. When somebody comes in, we have to give them a great experience. And with that being said, the third one is session time. This is one that almost nobody talks about, and I honestly think it might be the most overlooked factor on the entire platform. Session time is when somebody watches another video after your video. And even though it's best for them to watch another one of your videos, it doesn't have to be your video. If your content is the reason that somebody stayed on YouTube longer, the platform notices that. YouTube's entire business model is keeping people on the platform so they can sell more ads. So when your content keeps people on the platform, YouTube rewards you by showing your stuff to more people. It's kind of the whole game of all of this. That's not a theory either. That's literally their business model, as you guys should know by now. Now, these 3 things are the most common reasons that I see channels stuck in place, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that's all there is to YouTube, because that would be a lie. There's obviously more to it. How many impressions YouTube gives you matters. Where they're showing your content matters. Whether or not YouTube even understands who your videos are for matters. If your channel has no topical clarity and you're just bouncing around from subject to subject every single week, just trying to do it all, YouTube literally doesn't know who to show your stuff to, and no amount of good packaging or retention is going to fix that. And before you guys jump in and say, well, they should just show my videos to everybody and let the people decide. Shouldn't be about an algorithm. Think about it this way, dipshit. 20 million videos are uploaded like every single day to YouTube. Imagine that refreshing. 20 million videos. How? How are they going to? How? The algorithm is simply a preference engine. And if you're stuck right now, I want you to start with those 3 things that I just went through before you overcomplicate things. All right, so now that you understand what actually matters more than your posting schedule, let me give you a filter that I personally use to make sure that every video that I post is actually worth posting. Because this is how you stop that cycle of rushing stuff out just to hit a deadline. Before anything goes up on my channel, it has to pass 4 questions. And if it can't pass all 4, it doesn't go up. It doesn't matter how much time I've already spent on it either. Some of you guys are like, well, it needs to be dialed in. Now, the first question is, who is the one specific person that this piece of content is for? I'm not talking about vague, like small creators or beginners for my channel. I'm talking about one human being with a real frustration who has probably tried something that didn't work already. And if I can't picture that person, if I can't picture you on the other side of this, camera right now, the video doesn't get done. The video isn't ready. So I want you guys to find clarity in what you're doing and who you're serving. One thing that I suggest that you do is writing this down. This video is for somebody frustrated by blank, who has already tried blank without results. Now, it doesn't matter what niche you're in, you can modify that statement. This video is for this person who is looking for this, and I can provide them with this. You guys can make this work for any niche on YouTube. I want you to fill these things out because we need the clarity. We need to understand who we're serving. Now, question number 2 is, does this topic have real demand that you can prove? Is this something that people are actually searching for and clicking on, or is it just something that you felt like talking about, something that might be artistic and you just want to do it? Both are 100% fine to do, by the way, but you just got to know which one you're doing so you could set your expectations properly. This is why I mentioned a few minutes ago, I use a tool called 1 of 10. You can quickly see the outliers. If you guys want me to do a full tutorial, let me know in the description box below as well. I had somebody just in my comments like a day or 2 ago saying, Adam, everything that you're teaching doesn't work, blah, 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 blah. Nobody's going to my channel. I've had this much experience. And I go and look at their channel and they seem like a very nice person, but nobody's looking for what they're making. And I hate to break it to that person, and I hope you're watching this. If you are, thank you for the support, but you need to set your expectations right. If you're sharing sports clips from baseball games from the 1950s, how many people are out there actively looking for that? That's just one example of things that I've seen. And with this channel, I attract a lot of different content, and I check out a lot of your channels when you're actively commenting and asking questions on my channel. Anyway, the third question that we have to jump into is, would a complete stranger stop scrolling for this title and thumbnail? Not your subscribers, not somebody who's already familiar with your face and knows your content. I'm talking about a person who has never heard your name before, never seen anything that you've ever put out. And if you're not confident that that could stop them and get them to click, then your packaging needs a little bit more work before you film. And yes, I'm talking about having your title and thumbnail ironed out before you record. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you have to have clarity. You have to know where it's going to get it there. And that leads me to a question that you need to be able to answer here. Is there something in your video that the viewer can't get from someone else? Maybe a story that only I can tell, a result that I can actually point to, a perspective that comes from doing this for 15 plus years and not just talking about it? If my video could come out of any of the other creators' mouth word for word, I feel like I haven't dug deep enough. I haven't embedded my personality and my lived experience into that video quite well enough to put it out to the public. And that's the reason I think that this channel that you're watching right now is one of the fastest growing YouTube growth channels on the platform. And I appreciate your support. Seriously, if you haven't yet, make sure to hit that little subscribe button. I genuinely appreciate you guys. And by the way, I put everything that you need into my Ultimate YouTube Growth Guide, which is a perfect companion for all of my videos here on this channel. It's 100% free. Just go down, click the link in the description box below, but please do something with it. If you do, more than 6,000 people have downloaded it in just the last couple of months alone, and I've gotten no complaints, so don't be the first. Guys, if you want to take it to the next level, I have that for you to use it, so go and enjoy it. Now, speaking of which, if you're ready to take your channel to the next level and go all in on YouTube, watch this video next. If you haven't yet, click that little subscribe button. Let me know which of these you are guilty of, if consistency has actually been holding you back. And until next time, I appreciate you watching.